I got hit by a car in my first area. I kind of hit the car because it was coming out of the parking lot, and I was biking along down the way. It was a taxi, right? So I kind of hit it, and the guy looks at me and he's angry at me. I'm like, "Are you serious?" And I think I dented his car, so I gave him a $20 bill, and I just kept going. Oh, that was kind of, I don't know. I just didn't want trouble, So I didn't really get hit. I kind of hit his car. That was funny. One time in Taronga, in a place called Greerton, we were riding. There's this hill we kind of rode down, so we were on the top of it, about to ride down, and there was this lady on her cell phone driving, and we were clearly on the right side of the street, like no doubt about it. And I'm riding right, and she comes and she's not paying attention, and she hits me, and I like fall over, and it hurt. And she gets out of her car, and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then I had like a restoration pamphlet, so I took it out. I'm like, "We're missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Can we teach you about, the restored gospel?" So it was funny because on my mission, one thing I try to do is talk to everyone. That's what my mission president told us. That's one thing I was really good at. He told me to keep doing that. So that's something I tried to do. When I got hit by that car, my natural response was to preach the gospel to her. So I guess that just showed like how much I was into that. I went to the hospital for 2 weeks. I had bursitis on my knee, and in the hospital, we talked to everybody. We talked to the janitor, the nurse, the people next to me. We taught like 2 or 3 lessons there. We taught the restoration. We gave a Book of Mormon to this boy who he was in a bad way. I don't know what happened to him, but man, I felt so bad for him. We gave a Book of Mormon to him and his mom. And so even if like you're in a bad way, you can still share the gospel, That's one thing I learned. Even if you're in the hospital, you can't even walk, you can still teach someone about the Book of Mormon, So I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad I didn't make like an excuse, like, "Oh, I'm in the hospital, my leg hurts, I don't feel like doing anything." I'm glad I still tried to share the gospel with people. I'm proud of that. So that's what I would say. Just talk to everybody. Talk to them about Jesus Christ, the Book of Mormon, the Prophet Joseph Smith. It's a good idea. Bursitis?
Can you explain what it is?
It's just like water on the knee. So it's like when your knee swells up, maybe some bacteria gets in it or something, and it just like gets really big, like a tennis ball is inside of it. That's what happened to me, and it hurts bad. So they gave me a bunch of antibiotics, and they did like what's called a local surgery. They just kind of cut my knee open. They did some local anesthetics, so it was kind of cool actually. A bunch of pus came out. It was nasty, but it was kind of exciting, So I remember like even in the hospital, they're so faithful in New Zealand. I don't know how they knew I was in the hospital, but apparently one of the receptionists was a member. So she had some people from her ward come and give me the sacrament when I was in the hospital. I was so surprised when they came. I was like, and then my mission president told me, she said, they're always watching over you in New Zealand. The members, they know all about the missionaries. I was like, okay, better not do anything stupid, So that was kind of cool. Yeah. I talked to one of the janitors. She was from Fiji, and I got her address, and it was in a different area, but I got transferred to that area after I got out of the hospital. So me and my companion went to talk to her, but she was like about to leave for Fiji, so we didn't get to teach her. But it was cool that I actually got to go see someone that was in the hospital, So the Lord knows. He puts people in your way that are ready to hear. And it's just your duty to share with everyone you can. You never know what's going to happen. You never know how they're going to react. But if you don't share it with them, you have lost an opportunity.